Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. My video title, you know what this video is about. If you guys are watching after, leave your comments down below. We're today discussing the NFL news, some update. I was going live yesterday, but I was gone. I didn't get back to like 30 or 10:40 p.m. so I was able to go live. But I'm live right now. So you're watching after, leave your thoughts down below, but got some topics to get into. I'm gonna be on here for a little bit, like 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. We'll see how things go. But as you guys know, on the first topic, George Pickens. George Pickens got franchise tag. I was surprised that he got franchise tag. I thought most likely that we're gonna see the Cowboys work a deal out, but they're probably just doing that right now temporarily until they work a deal out maybe in the future. But Pickens did get franchise tag. $28 million. They said right now they expect Pickens to play on that $28 million deal for this year, the franchise tag. That's why this thing is shaking like that. It's close. Come back a little bit, cause here you go. But he's expected to play on that deal right now. They got him expected to play on that deal. So we'll see if George Pickens stay with the Cowboys on that deal. He won't be a hit for agency since they put him on the franchise tag. So we'll have to see what kind of happens with George Pickens. George Pickens is a good player. I think he led the league last year in press coverage receptions. Hit them last year and also press coverage yards, tight window throws, receptions and everything. Like so, he was doing a very good job last year. He had an all-pro season, of course, with the Cowboys and played phenomenal. So most likely they'll find a way to work a deal out. You got to, because that's a dynamic player. But it's kind of hard because they already paid CeeDee Lamb with $32 million, right? 32. So George Pickens will probably get maybe right at range, or it might be even higher than what CeeDee Lamb got. And CeeDee Lamb is your number one guy, as they kind of got him for their team state. So you're paying a guy who's not your number one, but who plays like a number one, of course. But it's gonna be interesting. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with that. The Dallas got to make a decision, though, because, Pickens, I don't think he want to be on a franchise tag like that. I think he want to most likely, get a deal done where it's a long-term deal. So we'll see what happens with him. But moving on to the next topic, Kirk Cousins. As you guys know, Kirk Cousins is going to be released from the Minnesota Vikings. That's what is expected to happen. And there's a lot of teams still out there that can possibly use Kirk Cousins. He didn't play too bad last year. I think he threw like 17 touchdowns last year. He looked all right and showed little flashes. He's got a veteran presence, of course, as well. He still has his arm strength as well. His mobility has declined. That's the one thing that declined a lot. It's that Achilles tear that happened in Minnesota. The Falcons, he played that 1 year. He had some flashes here and there, but it looked too good. But his mobility declined a lot. So you have to wait and see how he kind of looks fully. But teams like they mentioned, like the Jets, could possibly use him. The Jets could do that route. They want to go a veteran route. Justin Fields most likely will not be the quarterback next season. They probably release him, most likely, I think. They signed Fields to 2 years, like 2 years for $40 million, like $20 million a year, and it didn't work out well. Justin Fields, it just didn't work out with him like that. It just didn't work out. He had games where he threw for only 50 yards in that game and stuff like that. So it was like, yeah, it was just bad. So they had that happen. They had a lot of different things kind of go on and stuff with that. Try Taylor, I think he's still there as well, but they're not going to roll with him to be like a long-term situation, a long-term starter like that. So I don't know what's going to happen with the New York Jets. Like that, what they're going to do. But Kirk Cousins could be a good guy. What's up, Jerry? Yeah, Kirk Cousins could be a good guy though to go to the Jets. But I don't know if you want to go there because you usually go there. Your career died when you go to the Jets. Really, that's like basically your last stop before you're out of the league. So I don't know if he'll go there or not. But the Jets could use that. They had the Minnesota Vikings listed. That probably be his number one place to go. He was played very well with the Vikings, and the Vikings probably looking at it now like we probably should never let him go. They let go. They let what's the name go? They let Sam Darnold go, and it messed him up. Then they let go. They let Sam Darnold go and messed him up. Then Jay McCarthy came in to play, and he had flashes. Like he played all right at times, and then you look, he played horrible. Like very inconsistent, but he's still young. He only played like 8 or 9 games like that. So you probably wait to see what more they have in him, but. Kirk Cousins coming back would help them out a lot, like that veteran presence. Justin Fields, not Justin Fields, him back, and Jordan Addison if he's still on the team. Issues or something that he was dealing with. So if he's still on the team, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson, all those guys there. Aaron Jones already mentioned it. He said he would love Kirk Cousins back. And he also mentioned that he wanted Aaron Rodgers as well. So we'll see what happens. But I think Kirk Cousins would probably be best if he went to the Minnesota Vikings. That's probably the best situation for him. You got the Raiders on here. I can't really see the Raiders. And the Dolphins as well. The Dolphins feel they want to do a veteran approach, like have a bridge guy until they find their guy for the future. And you know you got the Raiders. They want to do that approach, like they don't want to throw Mendoza out there to the fire unless they decide not to get Mendoza. They're gonna build a team up around and then wait till later to get a quarterback. I don't know, but most likely they probably drafted Mendoza and they'll probably roll with that. But I think most likely Minnesota Vikings will probably be his best option. Go to the Vikings, back to a place where you're familiar with, back to a place that you had some of your best years as a player with, and just play there. I thought that'd be the best bet for Kirk Cousins. So we'll see if Kirk Cousins head back to Minnesota or if he, I don't know, go to the Jets or something. We'll have to wait and see. Nick Herbig, his contract situation is still going on a little bit. He's still got 1 year left on his deal, so he technically ain't got to negotiate yet, but it's probably best to negotiate now so you can make sure he won't hit the open market. But Omar Khan did mention on Tuesday that he said that his goal is to keep Herbig long-term future. He wants Herbig long-term future. He wanted to be part of the Steelers long-term going forward. So we'll see what kind of goes on with that. I think Herbig market value, they said they had a 4-year, $67 million extension, so he get paid extension, 4 years, $67 million. That'd be like what, like 17, 18 million a year? I think that'd be a pretty good deal. But if they do that though, then he will have to be a starter. Cause like you paying a guy almost $20 million a year, especially you're getting most of that guaranteed. You want him to be out there playing, want him to be starting. And as a rotational player, he did get 7.5 sacks and multiple forced fumbles, and he had 2 interceptions as well. Played some good football in the limited starts that he got, and limited snaps that they got playing behind wide and playing behind Alex Highsmith. Alex Highsmith could be the guy that gets traded, but you never know. I think you never know. The Steelers could decide to keep them all if Herbig is okay with the role, but we'll have to wait and see what Omar Khan's plans is fully, because he mentioned, and looking at different guys, and other Steelers have met with different quarterbacks in the draft class so far. They've been looking around trying to find different individuals to maybe bring on the team. They interview Caleb Downs, they interview some receivers as well, some other people doing the NFL Combine that's going on. But it's going to come down to some decisions being made. The Steelers have the 8th most money for agency. They cut Jonnu Smith. They can save themselves $10 million in extra dollars. I think that might be something they actually do because you got Darnell Washington and you got Pat Freiermuth. Those are 2 guys. Connor Hayward is still there as well, so you're not really worried if you did get rid of Jonnu Smith. I think you cut Jonnu Smith, you maybe move some money around like that. You extend JPJ. I thought that's the main thing right there. You extend him and you extend Nick Herbig as well, and then you might have to work a trade out to get Alex Highsmith traded somewhere unless you decide to keep them all 3. But I think most likely, if Herbig getting paid that money, you're going to want to play him as the starter. So we could see a move being happen as well. So we got to wait and see. But also, we had some rumors, of course, about Brian Thomas Jr. about getting traded. I'm still surprised that the Jaguars are trying to trade him away. I don't know exactly what's going on fully, but we heard that rumor last year during the season where the Jaguars are looking for a trade partner. They said at first, they said it wasn't. Then they said it was looking for a trade partner. Then they said it wasn't. Like that. And now we hear more rumors coming out again about Brian Thomas Jr. getting traded. His first year, he was a Pro Bowler. His first year as a player, he's a Pro Bowler. He had 1,000+ yards. And the following year, he had 700+ yards. He got injured, of course, in that season, so he wasn't able to do what he was expected to do, put up those 1,200 yards, 1,300 yards, but he still played some good football. So I think he's only 24, 25 years old. So any team that gets him would be getting a great player. So we'll see if he gets traded or not. Jalen Waddle wasn't named circulating around last week, and now this week is Brian Thomas Jr. So it's been always a lot of different people. In the offseason, going to be a lot of different names circulating around, a lot of different people circulating around. It's going to be a lot of different situations going on like that, and scenarios and rumors and stuff, because in the offseason, anything can happen like that too. So it's gonna be crazy. Also, Breece Hall most likely will be gone in free agency. We kind of mentioned that before. I made a video earlier by Jeremiah Love. I think he's one of the best. I think the best running back, one of the best playmakers. I think, in my opinion, maybe the best playmaker in the draft because he's a dual threat running back. I think he can do more in the passing game to get more opportunity, but he plays well in the passing game. But his ability to run, he's very ferocious. He don't go down for first contact. He makes a lot of plays. He's explosive. I feel like that'd be a perfect running back for the Saints to get. The Saints to draft because they, Alvin Kamara's getting a little older and kind of declining a little bit. You bring him in, like Jeremiah Love in, he can fill right in and be a starter day one. You have one of those B. John Robinson type years where you just go crazy like that. Or he can maybe get drafted by the Chiefs. The Chiefs haven't had a really solidified running back in a while because they had Kareem Hunt. But remember Kareem Hunt had the incident and they got rid of him. And they had all type of guys. They had Edward Solaire. They had Jared McKinnon. Who else they had? They had Edward Solaire, Jared McKinnon. You got what's his name? That's on there now. Pacheco, all the different guys and stuff as well. So it's like the Kareem Hunt was probably the last running back they had that was like a running back, like a top level one. So if they get a guy like Jeremiah Love, that right there would be big time for them. I think that'd be dangerous for the league to see too as well. And a guy like Jeremiah Love add to the Chiefs. Also, you look at Mekhi Lemon. Mekhi Lemon is a good player too as well. I think Mekhi Lemon is going to go out there and shine well. His route running ability, he's going to be out there. A great player. I think the DBs at their 40-yard dash. I don't really watch the draft combine a lot because it's really just there to just like show off athleticism, speed, power. Some of that stuff translates to the game, but not every time. The only thing I want to see, I always watch, so I'm looking through the off season, is how they perform in their most pressure situations. I like to find the games where the games is close, or like we play against people on the same level as you or better than you. How you perform in those games, those competitions, or like those last winning drives or something like that. What you do in those situations when the pressures and the stakes are high. Those are games I like to watch and see. But the combine, it shows some stuff. It shows them doing like the lifts and the runs and stuff, and that's cool and all. But I feel like it's better to like actually see them in like high game situations. You can see it like when they actually playing. So come back and get you a good look of like their physical ability and their mental capability as well. How they read defense, because we do the meetings and the interviews they do. But I think it'd be best if they do a few drills like that. But they don't really do like matchup drills like that in the combine. Maybe they don't want to do it because they want to like get like cooked or anything. But I think senior day, the senior senior bowl as well. Senior bowl would be good, and also on like the little not senior day, what's it called? Pro day, and the senior bowl, because they have matches. They have the people going against each other. So the top people of the class going against each other. I think you get to see them actually competing and stuff. But you really don't know what you got into a player until you actually get in real game action. Because we've seen a lot of players like, oh, he look very good in practice. He can do all this. He can make all the throws. He can make all the moves and everything. But then when he gets in the game, he doesn't play like that. So we have to wait and see a lot of these guys. But I think Jeremiah Love going to be nice. Mekhi Lemon, like I mentioned, Caden McDonald, I have a video about him too as well on the Steel Syndicate channel, but also a video doing a draft analysis of him on this channel as well, probably on Sunday or something. This is the last week for my draft analysis. I'm gonna drop 2 tomorrow, and then 3 on Sunday, and then I'm done. And then I'm gonna get straight to the mock draft. The mock drafts will be coming on Monday. The first one for Steelers Syndicate will be Monday, and then the one for my channel will be for Steelers on my channel as well. I'm gonna have 2 Steelers, one Steelers on Syndicate one, and then Steelers on here. That'll be on Friday. And then on Wednesday will be first round only of the mock draft of the NFL, whole NFL first round only. So be on the lookout for that. But it's my last week doing the breakdowns of players like that. But I think K. McDonald gonna be a very good player. He's a big time anchor. He draws double team like that. He draws double team, and he's basically a playmaker in a sense because he it opens up a lot more for his teammates to go out there and feast, because he'll be a guy who holds the gap like that and just be strong and be sturdy as well. I like Caleb Banks as well. He's like 6'7". 300-pound D lineman, very versatile at getting to the quarterback and getting pressure up front. Winning in the trenches is very good, so he's gonna be a good player too. Who else? Colton Hood, the cornerback, he's gonna be nice as well. Also, Caleb Downs, like I mentioned earlier. Caleb Downs is gonna be a queen chess piece. Anybody who drafts him is gonna have a heck of a player. He's a very good player. Caleb Downs is nice. I think he mentioned Troy Polamalu during his little interview thing. I think he said like he's a big fan of Polamalu. He modeled his game. You kind of see that too as well, because the way he plays all around the field, and he's not scared to get his hands dirty. He got to play up close and personal, and he's not scared to be in press coverage. He's not scared to be in a nickel spot. He's not scared to be anywhere like that. You put him anywhere on the field. You got to guard a tight end, got to guard a running back, got to guard a receiver. He does it, and he does it at a good level. And he's a good tackler as well. So I like Caleb Downs. I think Caleb Downs will be nice. But the quarterback class is one of the classes that's like a little different this year, because you got Nesmeyer, I feel like he might be the 3rd guy ranked right now. And then 2nd guy is probably Drew Aller. They're probably like 2, 3. And then Mendoza. Now, Mendoza is the Heisman Trophy winner. He's good, but when you're looking at him and comparing him to like the previous quarterback classes, because last year you had last year quarterback class was a little different. Cam Ward, I thought he was 1st round pick, but then a lot of the guys like Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, Tyler Shaw and stuff, those guys are all right and stuff as well too. But the year before that, you get like Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, like that. That was a top level class right there. But recently, we haven't had like a lot of like super like big names, like big players, like big time players coming out of the draft. Mendoza is cool, but I still feel like he's one of those. He's cool, but like I feel like the situation got to be kind of right. And he goes to the Raiders, so we'll see how things look. They got to give him some receivers on the outside. He mostly made a lot of his plays in Indiana by throwing to guys on the move like that. A lot of the movement stuff like that. Throwing the guys on the move like that. crosser routes, intermediate throws like that. He gets the ball to the guys on the move. He had good accuracy in the middle and stuff. I think he was really like he made some plays where you're like, okay, that's some cool stuff. But he never really did anything where he's like, okay, this is something that's like unnatural in a sense. Like, you know, Mahomes was looking at Texas Tech, or like Jaden Daniels, how he was playing, or Caleb Williams, those plays that can make those throws you can't teach, unorthodox things that you cannot teach or coach. He didn't really have any of that, like, too much, but he's still a good player. I think he'll be a solid quarterback. Greg Nesmeyer is all right, but I don't think he's day one ready. I don't think Drew Aller is day one ready either. He come off a foot injury, and he's still a lot of things he got to clean up too, and a lot of tendencies they got to get rid of. So it's going to come down to if teams want to take a chance on those guys or not. I think the Jets are looking for a quarterback. The Steelers could be looking for a quarterback, but I don't think they're going to draft one high up. The Vikings, they got Jimmy McCarthy, but you never know. If an opportunity come about and they see another guy that fits, they might bring another guy in. Who else? Let's see. The Rams could possibly get a guy too, and maybe sit him behind until they Matthew Stafford is turning 40. I think this year, right? He's like 39, right? 39, I think. So he'll turn 40 in a little bit, so you don't know how long he's gonna play. Last year, his back was jacked up. They don't know if he's gonna play or not, so you never know. Like, they can bring a guy in like that to sit behind him to learn. So we'll see on what happens. But the quarterback class is not the best class like that. They're not as bad as the Kenny Pickett and Malik Willis class. I think Malik Willis had a lot of talent, but since he played at Liberty, you didn't really see a lot too much of it. Now you're seeing more and more of him as things go on. But that class right there was bad. It was a bad class right there. You know, they had Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis. They had Sam Howler. What's his name? Howler or Howes? The one that played for Washington Commanders. Sam Howell. Yeah. Then they had there was a guy. What's the other guy's name? Desmond Ritter. Desmond Ritter as well like that. So that class right there was not the best class when you're looking back at it and stuff. But I think it's gonna be interesting. Also, speaking of quarterbacks, Anthony Richardson. I made a video about that on Still Sinkit channel about him possibly getting traded to the Steelers, or he can get traded somewhere else like that. I think the Rams would be interested in him. The Cardinals could be interested in him. A lot of different teams that look for a quarterback and want to maybe build a guy up could be interested in bringing him in. I think Anthony Richardson, he's been in the league for 3 years. He's only 23 years old like that too as well. Been in the league for 3 years, 23 years old, 17 games started. He's 8-7 as a starter. His completion percentage is not the best, of course, as a player. And his the interception ratio is not the best as a player either. But he has a lot of potential. You see the potential there. He has the size, he has the arm strength, he has the dual threat ability as well. He scored, I think, so far 12 touchdowns, 13 touchdowns on the ground like that in his career. So I think it's 12, I think, right? 10 or 12, I think, because he had 6 rushing touchdowns 1 year, then he had 4. Yeah, I think 4. Yeah, I think another year. So, but I know he had a good amount of rushing touchdowns in his career so far as well. I feel like he can be a good dual threat quarterback if he just put it all together. He's the right system, the right coach, and everything kind of going. If he can get that going, I think he'd be cool. So we'll see what happens with him. But yeah, that's basically what I want to talk about like that. I'll probably go live again. Let's see, actually. I have the mock draft stuff I'm going to do. I'm going to film over the weekend when I'm available. And then I'm probably going to do a video on, I could go live maybe Sunday night, depends. I have to see what kind of going on. But yeah, I just want to talk about that stuff right there. Oh, they said Ohio State DB runs 4.27. Lorenzo Styles Jr. posted fastest performance by safety since 2003. See now for skill position, like for positions like that, like DB, that's not skill positions. Skill positions is running back, receiver, and stuff. But for positions like that, like DB, the speed is of course the C. Like there's a C for a receiver and you'll see for DB. But sometimes it becomes more like game speed. Can you use that speed in the game? I remember John Ross. He ran the fastest 40 time, but he can never translate that to the field to success. So right there. But for a defender, I think you can always find a way because like you gotta be able to move. You got side to side, and having a safety, being able to move like that, is gonna be very helpful, especially if you can utilize his speed correctly. But yeah, this is basically all I have for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're watching after, leave a like and subscribe for more content, and leave your thoughts down below about Kirk Cousins, where you're gonna land, and about the top free agents as well. George Pickens getting tagged by the Cowboys, and is it gonna cause any issues or anything? I think it might cause a little bit because you're looking for a long-term deal like that. I'm surprised the Cowboys didn't try to extend him when they traded for him. George Pickens is a good player already. So you traded for him, you probably try to extend him then, like the Steelers did when they got DK Metcalf. We knew he was a good player, so you extend him then like that, so you save yourself some trouble a little bit too. And I'm looking back at it, people might say we could have waited until later like that. We probably could save a little money, but actually sometimes you just go out there and do it, so you make sure everything is kind of done correctly. So probably the Cowboys didn't try to do that when they first traded for him. Maybe $28 million would have worked last year instead, but this year I think having one of his best years is kind of tough. Just like Jamar Chase, remember the Bengals had a chance to extend him And they waited too long, and then he had the Triple Crown year, and he had to pay him even more money. So sometimes when you wait a little long, you think you're gonna get a deal, it doesn't really work out too well like that. But your thoughts down below about everything that I mentioned in this video, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.